Greetings, gaming citizens. Mike here. Yes, I am throwing together a speculation video in the span of a day. I have indeed completely lost it. The Switch 2 was finally revealed today. Well, sort of. The existence of the system was officially revealed by Nintendo, finally confirming a lot of the leaks we've been seeing up until this point. The second I woke up this morning and watched this trailer, I immediately went into hyper speculation mode, aka Unchained Autism. This video is going to focus on how I think Nintendo was planning out the path to launch. Unlike one of my older videos where I tried to predict Nintendo's 2024 offerings for first-party titles, this video explores the Switch 1's launch and provides a conclusion based on historical data. So it's miles more substantiated than my previous empty statements of when I thought Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was going to come out. Without further ado, let's get into it. It is my opinion that I think that Nintendo will launch the Switch 2 in June based on patterns from the Switch 1's launch. For context, I will provide a summary of the Switch 1's launch cycle. October 20th, 2016 saw the release of the initial trailer that demonstrated the system's capabilities. This was where we first learned the system was called the Nintendo Switch. The system was then shown off on Jimmy Fallon in December of that same year, providing the first in-person demonstration of the console. On January 13th, 2017, Nintendo held a press event in Tokyo where the system's technical details were revealed alongside the release date of the console, with a Treehouse Live event happening the day after to showcase the launch lineup and upcoming games. Then, as we all know, the Switch released on March 3rd, 2017. Using this timeline of events, we could start to make some educated guesses on what Nintendo will do with the Switch 2's promotion and roughly when they will do it. First, let's consider how long the Switch 1's hype cycle was, since that's the easiest starting point. The Switch 1 was officially revealed in October 2016 and launched in March 2017. This is a hype cycle of about 5 months, or 4.5 if you want to get into semantics. Using this range, we can assume that if Nintendo follows a similar pattern, which I feel like they will, the Switch 2 will be released in June. However, there is another factor that can back this claim up. In the Switch 2 reveal trailer that was posted today, a direct focusing on the Switch 2 was announced to be happening on April 2nd. Consider the fact that this is just 2.5 months from now. It seems eerily similar to the Switch 1's press event happening just under 3 months after the console's reveal, does it not? The subject matter is also likely the same, as this direct will almost certainly focus on hardware specifications and launch game lineup. The parallels are just too clear to ignore. With this in mind, it makes sense to assume, once again, that the Switch 2 will release in June, because the timeline very closely mirrors the Switch 1's hype cycle. There is one more thing worth mentioning, though, as well as some other questions that need to be addressed. Just a few hours ago, Nintendo announced dates and locations for the Nintendo Switch 2 Experience, a lottery where winners can visit one of various cities to try the Switch 2 before everyone else. Looking at the list of locations and event dates, it's worth pointing out that the last iteration of this showcase ends on June 1st. Obviously, such an event like this has to end at some point, but the Switch 2 Experience ending on June 1st leads me to believe that the Switch 2's launch won't be that far off from then. The only other question worth asking then is, what about Summer Game Fest? It's no secret that June is a big month for the games industry, and Summer Game Fest is without question the biggest event that happens around that time. The Summer Game Fest website has yet to be updated to include dates for this year's events, but it's worth pointing out that they usually do things on the first weekend of June, starting on Friday, so it's likely that SGF this year will either be on June 6th or June 13th. Nintendo doesn't participate in SGF or any of Jeff Keighley's events, or at least not at a major capacity, so it's safe to say they won't make an appearance this time for the Switch 2. With this in mind, I have estimated 2 different launch windows depending on when SGF occurs. If SGF is on the weekend beginning June 6th, then the Switch 2 will launch in the week of June 16th. If SGF is on the weekend beginning June 13th, then the Switch 2 will launch in the week of June 23rd. The reason I have these spaced out in the way they are is because if Nintendo wants to maximize the attention of its system, they don't want to launch the Switch 2 the same week the Summer Game Fest ends, as the media will still be covering the announcements that premiered at that show. Nintendo instead will want to wait a bit for the hype of SGF to die down before entering the ring for the month of June. So to summarize, based on the Switch 1's reveal to launch timeline, I have reason to believe that the Switch 2 will launch in June, specifically a week after Summer Game Fest to allow for maximum coverage and attention. Thanks for indulging in my madness. The reveal was too exciting for me not to make a video on it, so I hope you don't mind this taking place of the video I had planned for this week previously. That's going to be it for me. Stay vibing and thriving, everyone. I will see you in the next one.